driving. We see the Corvette held you up a little bit over here. That was nice of it.
The problem is you're so fast on the straight and slow on the corner. But I guess that's a practical.
Yep. How's the car feel with the lower tire pressure?
Feels better on the low speed, but not as good on the high speed.
Okay, so we'll leave them where they are.
Yeah.
Just leave them where they are.
Although the only thing I'm curious, is there a pressure difference between left and right? Yeah.
All right, whenever you want to go out, you put your net back up. Drop it down.
Today is the beginning of the end and the start of a new beginning. Time has come to refine yourself and let go of the demons in your head that have held you in captivity for so long. It's time to flip the page and prove them wrong. It's time for rebirth. Yeah, time is up to say goodbye to all the haters, doubters, and non-believers trying to bring you down. In the blink of an eye, you'll realize that there's so much more to the book than the page you were stuck on. Finally, you will feel free to live a life you love living instead of the life you think other people want you to live. Remember, you are the highest authority when it comes to knowing what you want and what you love. So stop trading yourself for the approval from others. Ladies and gentlemen, weirdos and geeks, please repeat after me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a I don't give a fuck. 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 It's time to start doing the right thing. So trust your instincts, stop listening to others, and own your decisions. People will always tell you what to do, opinion on how to live. So let's create space for what matters most to you. You'll be glad you did. Now start claiming your time and your mental well-being by saying no more. No more. Say it loudly and proudly. In other words, fuck you. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Target acquired.
You
Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. It's only been a few hours, and yet we are here. It is it's a nice day. It's a lot of stuff going on. If you're not familiar with the day shift is typically me talking politics, ish, I guess. And there's a concerted effort on my part to be, I guess you would say, a really approachable political commentator. And therefore, I try really, really hard to use plain language, talk normally, and actually give a lot of background too, because I think there's a really big problem where a lot of people do not actually understand why politics are the way they are. And the subject of the day, we're going to have a couple of them, but the first subject we're going to start off with is we are not the same. Republicans are not the same as Democrats. And if you're one of those, or you know people, and I'm sure you do, that say, well, it doesn't matter which party you vote for, they're all the same. All politicians are the same, blah, 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 blah. What the fuck ever. We'll get to that in just a minute. Right now, I need to do I need to do a staff check. Let's check the usual suspects here. Viking Paradigm, I see you have stopped by. Man, you've been here for a minute, dude. Good to see you in the chat. Effing epic. You guys were in early. Chino Prime, excellent. Good to see you, sir. Seriously, Shelby in on mod duties as always. He's going to do a good job for you guys out there today. Keep it nice and safe. Keep it clean. Buck White, I see you. Austin Salea, I see you. Ghost 1978, hey, good call on Chaotic Truth, man. If you can, spam his link in the chat when you get a chance. We don't have to go overboard with it, but go ahead and spam that. Mr. Boulay, I see, is here. Jay Daniel is here. No, Jay Daniel, I am not the one driving in my videos. Those are my cars, though, with the exception of the Evo. The Evo I built was built in my shop for a client, and they ran that. We ran that at the Pikes Peak Hill Climb. Shane Ebert, I think it is. Shane the Bear is in. Buck White, I've already said you're in. Just Wally has shown up and made it, and my buddy Kevin is in the house. Kevin, I actually need to come over your direction. I may stop in. We'll go to lunch or something, man. We'll have a good time. And so it's been a good morning, good day so far. I did check out a podcast called Chaotic Truth. He's talking today about many different things in the conservative sphere, and he makes a lot of good points. So if we can, we'll spam his stream we'll spam his link in the chat as soon as we get that. And other than that, boys, the system is bugged, boys. It's bugged. I love that. I don't know who started that, but I love that. It was Brian that started it, but I love it. Somehow I have misplaced my glasses cleaner fluid, so we're just gonna have to deal with scuffed glasses, I guess. All right, now that we have everyone present and accounted for, let's start diving in. I mean, I know that some people are going to filter in and they're going to have to do the catch-up game, but the other day, a friend of mine over on the Book of Faces, Facey Space, whatever you want to call it. Oh, did I forget the mic check? Let's do a mic check. Mic. We're all working. Mic check, ball check, tactical soap check. You need that for your balls. Do we have obviously the phone is not silenced check. We need to do that. Put that on silent. Blonde check, brunette check. We got all the checks. Mic is sounding clear. Hey, it's Grumpelstiltskin. I see that. Yeah. Firearm check. Everybody got your firearms? If you don't, what's wrong with you? fix that right now. Man, I'm having a good day. I hope everybody is having a great day. I really do. We got to talk politics, and sometimes that's onerous, you know, like people just don't want to talk politics. They think it's, my wife never wants to talk politics. I think politics are very important. Now, unfortunately, Arthur Daya, who I'm sure would have a lot to say on this on these subjects, is unfortunately in training today. She is training people to be better people, and she's not going to make it. She's not going to be in for the show, so she'll watch it later and fume and rant and seethe and cope, all of the things, and then she'll write in the comments. If you could, guys, if you like the show, if you want to make a comment that for some reason I do not get to in chat, which often happens, feel free to leave a comment. If I have time, I do respond. If not, many people from the chat will respond. If you haven't subbed, sub up. Consider becoming a member. Membership helps. Consider, if you're new here, obviously do the like, make a comment, do all of the things, share it with your friends. It's a good podcast, so you won't get in trouble for sharing this one with your friends. They will not think that you're weird and that you suck should you do that. And as always, this show is supported currently by my wallet. However, we're getting to the point where I'm going to have to hire people and pay for things, and the show needs to be able to pay for that. YouTube sucks as far as monetization for people like me. So if you can, send something. If you can't, don't send something. I would, and by the way, it's best to send that through Streamlabs because of YouTube. And now they're going to hurt me further. That's okay. So the subject today is one that actually occurred to me about a week ago, and then I have a friend of mine. He constantly posts on political stuff on Facebook, but while he is conservative, he has these issues with the conservative party, the Republican Party, and belt fed check is a good flex. I'm going to be honest with you. Belt fed, that's a flex. That's a real flex. What's up, Crow Nick? Good to see you. So there's a lot of how do I say this? There's a lot of people out there that actually really believe that there's no difference between the parties. There's no reason to vote, or that they're going to vote third party to prove a point, or whatever it is that they're going to, whatever it is that's in their brain. They've talked themselves into this. One of the things that annoys me is that because a large number of Republicans are pro-life, as they should be, as we all should be, they cling to that, even though they're conservative in virtually every other way. Right? Like literally, like they are, whoops, just hit mic. They're literally conservative financially. They're conservative socially conservative. They don't want to see drag shows and shit. Regulatory, they're conservative. They don't want big government. But for some stupid ass reason, they cling to abortion as the maximum evil that the Republican Party does, or one of them, and they just can't get past that. And so even though the Republican Party did the right thing, abortion issue's been kicked back down to the states. What's up, Cheeks? You were supposed to call me, you dumb son of a bitch. My phone does ring. I'm just not, I mean, not right now because it's muted, but it will ring later. Watching you. So, did you just now text me back? The phone's on silent when I'm on the show, bro. Just saying. You weren't in a meeting. You were on fucking Dating Prime or some new fucking dating site trying to score. Don't lie, freaking Coomer. Anyway. Damn it, Cheeks, get me off task. Where was I? Before Cheeks rudely interrupted me. Got me unfocused. Anyway. Yeah, he didn't say who the meeting is with. That's right. Plenty of feet. That's funny. He slipped and falled into some pussy. Yeah, that's fine. So anyway, so my buddy, and he's a good dude. He's actually been on the show before. You can't, the Hawk Tua girl does not support Harris. Just saying that. So she does. I think you're gonna make her mad, Crow Nick. She's gonna come for you. She's gonna get you. She's gonna get all her redneck boyfriends and brothers and beat your ass. Just saying. Anyway, so my buddy, he, look, for some asinine reason, he repeatedly, constantly will say stupid shit like that the Republicans are, as a matter of fact, the other day, he's like, there are Republicans over on X crying about that Trump won't ban abortion so much for their tolerance. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know that that's true, but so what? 5 or 6 people have a belief that you don't agree with? Let's see. Where are we at here? You guys, John Smith, welcome. Beaten Cheeks, I'm going to welcome you to the show as well. Thank you guys for making it in. It's going to be a good show today, as if I ever get it started. Anyway, so my buddy is being a guy that is just he's looking for a reason to not make a decision. This is my personal opinion on a lot of these people, is they just look for a reason to bitch. Trump's doing the right thing because he is following the Constitution. He's leaving it up to the states, as he should. And so a bunch of dumbasses are like, a bunch of dumbass Republicans. And what's it? Leela Rose is one of them that is, oh, Trump, he won't ban abortion. Well, he can't, and he shouldn't. That's not his fucking job. So, T.R. Finley, the first topic we're going to talk about is why we are not the same. Republicans are not the same as Democrats. Democrats are not the same as Republicans. And we're going to talk about the ways that we are actually different. And one of the ways right now is I'm trying to ease into this, is that I've got, I'm telling everyone how I've got this buddy who constantly looks for ways that a few Republicans, or people who claim to be Republican, fall down. And the specific instance that he is all bent about currently is that there are pro-life Republicans that are calling Trump out for not or saying that he will not back or sign a federal abortion ban. Now that's constitutionally correct. He can't do that. That's not how this works. He is being he's acting within the powers of, he would be acting within the powers of his office and say, no, this is not right. I can't do it. It's not how things get done in reality. So Trump is doing the right thing, and he's getting called out again by what I consider fringe conservatives at best, like Leela Rose. Leela Rose was the one that was kind of making the she was making some noise about it. And so and again, a lot now, I will say that I think a lot of the rhetoric that you hear from the right on this is in response to Harris saying things like she's going to raise the tax this, or she's going to force the courts, the state courts, to basically reinstate Roe v. Wade and all of this nonsense. So the fact that we have a pseudo conservative. Well, I mean, look, I believe that Leela Rose is conservative, but the fact is that she says shit for effect. And if you buy into that as being what the majority of conservatives believe, that's wrong. So I called him out on it. And he's like, well, it doesn't matter, left, right, Democrats, Republicans, all the same thing, And I said, no, that's not true, bro. And then, so the next point that he brought up is, well, no, actually, it was somebody from his chat, some liberal fucker that thinks he's smart. He's like, well, I could just hear it in his voice, and as he's texting, I hear it in his voice. Well, Republicans haven't reduced the size of the government ever, so they're just as bad as Democrats. And okay, kinda. But the reality is that in our country, Republicans, if you ask a Republican out on the street, if you ask a Republican from this chat, or a conservative from this chat, if you ask these people, man on the street, hey, what do you think? They're going to say, well, I want less government. I don't believe that we should have an agency for this. I believe that the IRS should be defunded because why should it exist anyway? Why do we need why does every government office now currently have a police force? We don't need that. Why do we have that? And so I think if you ask the average Republican or conservative, either way, that's what you're going to hear. Now, if you ask conversely, if you ask the average Democrat, what do you think about disbanding the IRS? Oh no, we can't do that. We need our tax money to support our programs. So how are people going to go to college without the IRS? Okay, well, how about we kill the student loan program? How about that? Can we do that? Kill the student loan program? Are you insane? How would anybody ever be able to go to college? So there's a very clear difference in my mind of how Republicans, conservatives, whatever you want to call them, and liberal leftist Democrats think. It's very clear. Now, I can't agree with the argument. The argument can be made successfully that once they go to Washington, once they've drank the Kool-Aid, once they've supped at the forbidden table, all bets are off. And eventually all the politicians, even though they're on different sides of the aisles, they believe different things, they all have the same goals, and that is to get reelected. And that is their only goal. And they will say or do whatever it is to get reelected. And in general, the man on the street is not currently what keeps our politicians in office. It's big business, it's military contracts, it's social contracts, it's all of these things. And politicians are smart, they know it, and that's where the money is, and that is exactly where they go. And we're the ones that created that system by ceding so much power to the politicians. We didn't used to have federal, it didn't used to be that a federal agency could prevent a factory from being built. A man wanted to build a factory. He just went and built the fucking factory. I mean, that's the way it is, right? Like if a man wanted to build, if you wanted to build cars, you just went and built a car. You built a factory to build cars, and you bet everything you had to do it. And maybe you got a little bit of money and help here from your state because you were supplying jobs in that state. But the federal government really didn't have shit to do with it. But over time, we have ceded over and over and over again the state's power, the political power in every voter, not to you and I, the voters, but to these elected representatives. And we continuously say and reinforce the fact that lobbyist groups, special interest groups, those sorts of things, when we use those and say, hey, they represent us, we lose our own representation. It's just the way of it. And John Smith, yes, if we simplify everything, it boils down to Democrats are a bunch of dirty fucking degens. I can't disagree with that. Now, but what I will say, John, is yes, they're degens, but a lot of them aren't. A lot of leftists are just simply people who care too much. I fucked my camera up with that one. So I know some Democrats, and they're not bad people. They believe in some weird ass shit, that's for sure, but they're not bad people. So if it were me and a couple of my leftist friends in a room, we could come to an agreement. The problem is it's not me and a couple of my friends in a room coming to an agreement. What it is it's these elected officials who really don't have any interest in coming to an agreement, because coming to an agreement means they were reelected. Dan Runyon, I can't really see that. Thanks for becoming a member, sir. Appreciate that. At the end of the day, I can have a discussion with the leftist, and he and I would probably agree on a lot of things, and we could come to a conclusion. We're not the same, though. So I actually I have a problem with a true leftist. Democrats I really don't have a problem with. I think they're just confused. But true leftists that's a whole other subject. I don't really know what the sound for the TTS and stuff. I don't know what that sound I don't know what that sound effect is. It's just one that was in the system. Actually, yeah, it does, TR Finley. Give me 1 sec. Sorry, guys. Pre-show, I was out doing manly things in my garage, and I was sweating my balls off. I barely had enough time to clean up and get out here. And so, yeah. F and Epic, if you're setting up a 94 M3 clone, good on you. Are you going to use the SMG transmission? So those are cool. I like those. Yeah. So TR Finley, yes, actually that is a big problem. The fact that the U.S. government is the largest single employer in the world is a massive problem. It's also one of the reasons that we have to reverse the trend. We just do. Beaten Cheeks. I don't have indoor plants. I think my wife might have some somewhere, but I don't know. So, but yeah, guys. So look, Democrats and Republicans, not the same. Your votes aren't wasted. The only time your vote's wasted is if you don't vote or if you throw it away on. And I wanted to whoop so much ass in the last election when there were so many self-indulgent, self-aggrandizing, just, I have to think of a word that I can actually say. A bunch of dumbasses wandering around saying that they were going to vote third party because they could, because neither party was worth their vote, and they ended up fucking us all. And I hope they're happy. I really hope that all of those people who walked around and you know were like, I'm not gonna hold my nose and vote for Trump. I'm gonna go ahead and waste my vote on this Green Party bullshit. To those people, I say, get your head out of your ass and get back in the game, you dumbass. So, hang on. I got to read this. Cheeks is fucking spurging. Do I believe Trump is going to win whether he gets voted? Well, hang on. He'll win. Whether we'll talk about office in a minute. Relatives who literally march for my right to vote. So I always make it a point for me to vote. Awesome, dude. Good job. That's awesome. I am going to think about that, Cheeks. I am going to think about that. So, Nick, I honestly thought that it was SJWs and virtue signaling fools. However, I was shocked at the number of people who profess to be conservative leaning or conservative or whatever that were throwing their votes away because they just didn't want to vote for Trump. And they actually say the same thing every election, and they always vote like some independent Green Party, Astral Plane Party, Vermin Supreme or whatever the fuck his name is, party. You know, those guys are, you know, they piss me off so bad, man. Him and better voting off for Kanye over the Green Party. That's funny. Yeah. Your vote doesn't really matter, but your vote does matter. I don't know why you think that. First of all, Cheeks, you're not an incel. All right, guys. L's for Cheeks because he keeps saying that he's an incel, but he's what we call a vol cell. Cheeks trips and falls into more pussy than half of you guys will ever see, and he whines about it like a little girl. And then he says, oh, I'm an incel. No, he's a vol cell. He's not even celibate. He's been celibate for like 4 days. Maybe 3. I don't know. So stop spurging, Cheeks. You're gonna do better. Nobody bows to Cheeks, not even his woman. He's working. Obviously, he's working. He's a vol cell. All the L's. All the L's. Misogynist, that's fine. Yeah, everyone thinks that your votes don't matter for the presidential election, but I promise you they do. So that's fucking truth right there. Kevin bringing the heat. Cheeks being celibate is like these women that stay single for like 3 months and claim to be a virgin again. Except for Cheeks, it's like 3 hours. He's like, I hadn't had a woman in 3 whole hours, and then he's like, damn, son, I'm a virgin again. So Manual 320. Okay. All right. That's cool. SMG is awesome though, bro. Yeah, you got. I mean, Vols. There's no shame in being a Volcel. Incel means that you can't get it. The problem is Cheeks can't get away from it. That shit literally trips and falls on his dick. He'll be just sitting there. He'll just be sitting there lounging around in his whatever, the condo's pool, or whatever. I'm sure he's got a pool somewhere. He'll just be out being a degen, and some woman in a bikini will trip and whoops right on his dick. You just can't believe that. I heard Cheeks. I heard that Harris has tripped and fallen on your dick a few times. Is that true? Is that true? Did Harris ride the monkey? So, so the thing is that if I believe Trump's going to win, but I'm not sure they're going to allow him to take office. I think that they're going to try a lot of different things, and I would not be shocked. I know that some guys are predicting or maybe predicting is not the right word. There's more than a few guys out there that are kind of expecting, I guess, a second assassination attempt just prior to the count, or if he wins right after the victory is announced. So I do believe that Trump's going to win. I think there's no numbers that support Harris winning. I think RFK dropping out was a smart move, and I agreed with that. I called that months ago. I don't think any women are leaning to Kamala, Cheeks. I mean, except for the ones with that would have done it anyway. Somebody want to argue with me on that? Anyone? Somebody say something. Come on. You guys are too quiet. And by quiet, I mean you're not typing fast enough, or my computer's being fucking slow. Let's go see which it is. Oh shit, Imperius is getting drug over on Chaotic Truth. Whoops. Evan, my boy, come on, man. Come on, man. RFK's way smarter than Ross Perot. No, they've the last thing I heard is, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Trump was basically told that he would be that they were going to do the sentencing, and then they basically suspended the sentencing until after the election, I think. If not, I would be really surprised if they go forward with it. TR Finley, I think that this has already kind of come to America. I would say that we started it. We just haven't been able to get a law passed. I don't think we could get a law passed about that, but they would certainly try. I don't think it's going to. I don't think it'll pass in the UK because they have way too many Muslims in Parliament right now. So see, here's the thing, man. I want to like PBD, but I can't. I can't. There's something about him. There's too much showmanship, too much charlatan, something. I don't know. I don't know. I could do 5 days a week. I just wouldn't get anything else done. and maybe over the winter I'll do 5 days a week. Maybe I'll do 5 days a week. Yeah, I can't get into PBD, man. I hadn't seen that. Let me just give me a second. I will look that up. I don't. They can't do anything about it in time for the election. I mean, the problem is this is all bullshit. This is all white noise, guys. They're trying to drown out the election noise. Let us see what Google says. It's the same people. It's the same people with the same charge. It's not going to go anywhere. And all they did was revise the charges to try and make it stick. It's not going to stick. Let me throw this up here. Let me see if I can show this. Cam has got an ad in it. Sorry, guys. We'll just let's see what we got here. Oh, why my camera's getting pissed off today? There we go. If I can make this larger. Well, let me make it any larger. Basically, it says U.S. prosecutors have issued revised charges against Donald Trump for the former president's alleged attempt to interfere with the 2020 election after losing the contest. Not really sure what they mean by that. The updated wording tries to navigate a Supreme Court ruling that presidents have broad immunity from criminal prosecutions for official acts. It's the same charges as before. They've simply revised them. The ruling had this case thrown into doubt. Trump denies the accusations that he pressured officials to reverse the results, knowingly spread lies about election fraud, and sought to exploit a riot at the U.S. Capitol to delay certification of Joe Biden's victory. It appears unlikely the case and other criminal cases he faced will reach court before the next election in November. So it doesn't matter. Look, this is all headline. This is what the lefts do, guys. This is what the leftists do. what they do is they come out and all they want are the fucking headlines. All they want are the headlines. It's literally what the left does. The left doesn't have any ammo. Look, they don't have anything on Trump. If they had something on Trump, he'd already be locked up. They can't manufacture anything because he's bulletproofed himself too well. So all they can do is try him in a court of public opinion, make shit up, throw it out there, and see. And because it honestly doesn't matter that, all right, it's like the New York decision, right? You guys understand how this game is fucking played, right? If you don't, let me help you. The New York decision was like, put a lot of Republicans into a tizzy, and it made a lot of Democrats like, oh my God, he's such a bad person. It was designed to do that. They know that shit's going to get reversed on appeal. They know that what they did was illegal. The Democrats know without a doubt, not one doubt, they know 100% they lied. They created charges. They manufactured, to a degree, evidence. And worse, they resurrected laws that didn't even apply and then restructured them to be federal laws and felonies so that they could charge Trump with something that they thought would take him out of the election. Now, that failed because all they were really they're not trying to lock Trump up. They're trying to take him out of the election. Now they're trying to lock him up because they realize that just wounding him isn't enough. They got to take him out completely. The problem is that the problem for our side is we have a lot of what Rush called low information voters. And those guys don't read the stories, guys. They only read the headlines. That's it. And they'll maybe read the first paragraph. That's it. They don't read the entire articles. They don't listen to the entire podcast. All they do is they take these small sound bites and they apply that as gospel. And the Democrats know that better than anyone. And so that's what they do. That's exactly what they do, guys. That's the exact same thing that they do. They do it day in, day out, all day, every day. It's their bread and butter. It's the only thing that keeps them in the room. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, if it wasn't for the fact that they could get these headlines, they wouldn't even be a factor. Because if you actually read, all right, so it's like JD Vance. If you look at JD Vance, if all you did was scroll over and pull up MSNBC or Microsoft News, if you just pulled up their news tab, I'm trying to pull it up right now. Actually, let's see. There it is. If you pull it up, you will literally see that Harris takes a 7-point lead over Donald Trump in new poll. That's not factual at all. Let's see. What else? Newsom signs new laws to help put homeless in private motels. They're not. That's going to all that does. That people think you're great. Roberts Rule of Disorder in Voting Rights Law. So apparently there's some attacks there. There's always an attack on JD Vance. It would be something along the lines of JD Vance is a terrible person. He did this. Jasmine Crock mocks JD Vance with one simple description. And all they need are the headlines, guys. All they want are the headlines. They don't care about the substance of those headlines. They don't. And so that's all they really care about. There's it's just the way it is, right? Like they can't, the leftists just cannot, they look, they can't run a straight race. Okay. They can't run a straight race. They try to run a straight race. They fucking lose every time. And, I don't know what else you can say about it. Right. And they just have to make shit up. I don't know. And on the one hand, you'll see articles about how JD Vance is a crook. He's done all of these bad things. But immediately after that, you'll see Tim Walz is good for the country because he believes X, right? Look, the media has never been straight, ever. Anybody that gets paid to put out news is lying because that news is paid for by somebody. That's right. The lie travel. That is fucking awesome, Viking Paradigm. I'm glad you were hanging around. The lie travels halfway around the world before the truth can even put its boots on. And that is facts. That is fucking facts. And you just don't understand how bad this really is, guys. It's bugged, boys. It's bugged. I love it. I love it, guys. I love it. And you just can't, I can't explain to you how important it is that when you read this stuff, you read it, or you listen, you get news from you and information from people who are willing to break it down. Now, it used to be that we had Rush Limbaugh. We don't have Rush anymore, and the Democrats probably get down twice a day on their knees and kiss the earth that Rush Limbaugh is gone, because him being gone is the only reason they can lie as effectively as they have. Okay. They say shit about JD Vance. Like they still post how JD Vance said bad things about Trump in the 2016 election and said he would not vote for Trump. Well, that was true. That's 100%. JD Vance did say that. What they forget to say is that JD Vance had a reason to say that. He bought into the rhetoric. The rhetoric is, the rhetoric is such that, I'll address this in a second. The rhetoric is such that Vance didn't like Trump, thought he was going to be a bad president, said multiple times that he would almost rather vote for Hillary than Donald Trump, and all of these things. Those things are true. Vance did say those things. He never denied saying those things. But he also said that after Trump was elected, that as far as he was concerned, Trump was the greatest president in his lifetime. He pointed out all of the things. The economy got way better, way faster than it should have, really. The Democrats, the day the Democrats left office, they were predicting that the economy was going to continue to decline, that there was nothing to be done about it. That you can look back at the record that Joe Biden and Obama had to say, all of the things that they said leading into the to support the Hillary for president in 2016, about how bad the climate, about how the economy was, how it wasn't going to get any better, and it couldn't get better fast enough, and all these things. And yet Trump, in one term, turned that shit around, and actually it improved faster than it had any right to. He almost had peace worldwide. We almost had worldwide peace, but we had the most amount of peace in the entire world in decades. The most amount. Like we had so few active conflicts during Trump's reign, or leadership. Even when Russia invaded Crimea, it wasn't a huge, prolonged, protracted, bloody incident. It was a kind of a non-issue, and it was over really quickly. And Trump made sure that Russia didn't get involved in this great, long, horrible war, especially with Ukraine. Trump tried everything he could to keep well, I'm not going to get into that. That's going too far down a rabbit hole, but Trump's first presidency was nothing but win. Okay, he fucked up with bump stocks. The NRA fucked gun owners once again. They literally wrote the bill, handed it to him, and said it was a good thing to do, and he signed it because he didn't know any better. I can't fault the man for that. I want to, I just can't get there. And when Vance saw all of these positive things, saw the way that Trump dealt with world leaders, saw the way Trump dealt with the economy, when he watched all of this happening in real time, he, like many people, changed their minds about Trump. And he said, he has said publicly, before he was even considered to be VP candidate, long before that, he said, I was wrong about Trump. Trump is probably the best president in my lifetime. And we need 4 more years of him. Now, that didn't happen in 2020. But maybe it'll happen now. Hopefully it does. But Trump does, and obviously Trump didn't hold it against Vance. I am still supporting Vance, and you should too. Vance is I like, the more I hear out from Vance, the more I like him. The more I like him. I think that he's I think he's had a I think he's a very thoughtful person that makes good decisions most of the time, and when he doesn't make a good decision, he owns it. He has, of all the people of all the Republicans that did not back Trump going into 2016, Vance is one of the very few that has stood up publicly before it mattered and said, yeah, I was wrong. That's man shit right there. I respect men. Men can be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. Yeah, it's not a question of warming up to him. It's just I looked at the facts and had to take I had to refresh myself on the facts. I did remember that I vaguely remembered that Vance was one of the few that had kind of reversed course on Trump through the 2016 through 2020 presidency. I'm going to get around to answering this now. Maybe I should just tell you this. One grid. I've been trying to get someone to TTS this super chat on whatever. It's a great quote. I don't know who I got it from, but it's genius. What quote was that, buddy? What quote is that? I didn't know that. See, I gained some respect. Everyone starts at the same. They gain or lose trust or credibility with words and actions. Right. So look, there's guys, you can't look, let's see. Trump, he's done 180 on that gun control stuff. He's full. Yeah. Yeah. Look, Trump was full 2A before. The problem is that when you literally have the supposed experts on the Second Amendment tell you, hey, sign this, it's going to be cool. But look, the NRA sold us down the river so many times, you can't count. The NRA is not your friend. They just aren't. And they never have been, and they are not an organization to be trusted when it comes to gun legislation. Yeah, I don't actually want it to be. I don't actually want it to be an echo chamber. I appreciate that there are so many people who come at me with other points of views. Right? It's fine. Women want the power of men, the privileges of women, the accountability of children, and the responsibility of infants. That's pretty fucking good. Maybe I'll use that. I'm going to remember that. I'll have to hang on a second. We'll copy that. But yes, I am. All right, let's see. According to the non-conservative side of Fox News, camel toe is surging, folks, in battleground states, which is a fucking lie. So you guys aware of what's going on? And so you guys aware of what's going on in Colorado with the immigrants, migrants, whatever you want to call them? So there's a massive migrant issue in Colorado, and one of the things about that is they're like taking over, just like New York. It seems like they're taking over entire buildings. I think they're taking over some colleges. Hang on a second, I'll check. But they're basically, it's really getting the best. They've got Venezuelan gang violence. The migrants themselves have sent a list of demands to the mayor of Denver. Hang on, guys. Sorry. Got something. I teared up my eye there for a second. So the and they've sent this list to the mayor. Let me find it. So there's a bunch of migrants under the bridge. They're calling them migrants under the bridge, and they're basically living in a camp, right? Sorry, guys, I got something in my eye, and I don't have a tissue up here for some damn reason. And so there's about 40,000 of them, and they're basically just making a huge strain on all of the services there. They have a list of demands. 1, migrants will cook their own food with fresh, culturally appropriate ingredients provided by the city instead of pre-made meals: rice, chicken, flour, oil, butter, tomatoes, onions, etc. Also, people will not be punished for bringing in and eating outside food. So apparently right now, the way it's working is they are being punished for bringing in outside food, and they don't like that. They want to basically do as they please, but they also at the same time, they want the city to pay for it. Why not? Shower access will be available without the time limits and can be accessed whenever. We are not in the military, we're civilians. I mean, if it's a free shower and you're not paying for it, I don't see the problem. So just use this. Let's see. Medical professional visits will happen regularly, and referrals, connections for specialty care will be made as needed. All will receive the same housing support that has been offered to others. They cannot kick people out in 30 days without something stable established. Keep in mind, these are illegal immigrants. There needs to be a clear, just process before exiting someone for any reason, including verbal, written, and final warnings. All shelter recipients or residents, will receive connection to employment support, including work permit applications for those who qualify. Consultations for each family person with a free immigration lawyer must be arranged to discuss progress their cases, and then the city will provide ongoing legal support in the form of immigration document clinics and including transportation to relevant court dates. The city will provide privacy for families, individuals within the shelter. Okay, that's not too bad. No more verbal or physical or mental abuse will be permitted from the staff, including no sheriff sleeping inside and monitoring 24/7. We're not criminals and won't be treated as such. You're an illegal immigrant. Hence the name, you're a criminal because of the word illegal. Legal. Transportation for all children to and from their schools will be provided until they finish. No separating families, regardless of if family members have children or not. The camp will stay together. The city must schedule a meeting with the mayor and those directly involved in running the newcomer program ASAP to discuss further improvements and ways to support migrants. The city must provide all residents with a document signed by a city official in English and Spanish with all of these demands that include a number to call to report mistreatment. Yeah, that's Denver, baby. That is Denver. That's Denver. So they've got Venezuelan gangs committing crimes throughout the countryside. They're not only in the city of Denver, but again, out in the countryside. So they're breaking the law. Denver is spending taxpayer money on these immigrants. Taxpayer money. Denver already has super high taxes as it is. I don't know where they're going to get more. So to put this in perspective, Denver is a city of about 20,000 people. They just had 40,000 people come in and just be like, yeah, just give a shit. Just give a shit. So this is, and look, that is just one city. New York City is suffering almost the same problem. And the biggest problem is the Venezuelan gangs are serious fucking gangs, guys. These are people in New York. they're attacking women on the street to steal their purses and cell phones. They will literally, that's true, Coyote Killer. I'll get to that in a second. In New York City, there's an entire industry, if you will, where these kids on scooters steal purses from women. They then, obviously, they get the credit cards and all of that for identity theft, and then they take the phones they sell the phones to somebody. That person then takes the phone and gives it to somebody else who cleans it, erases everything, and they're shipped out. The chief of police in New York City said he believes that the phones, once they're stolen, they do not spend more than a full day in the U.S. after that before they're shipped out to Venezuela. I don't know why they need so many cell phones in Venezuela, but apparently they do. So, why should we have a problem with this? I'll get to that in a minute. I need to make sure that I'm covering chat here. Give me 1 second. We'll come right back to it. All the problem with cities that flip blue at 2 a.m. after they, okay, look, I don't think that we're going to have near the voter fraud that we had in the last election for a couple of reasons. Number one, you're going to see people turning out and voting in person, and far less paper ballots, far less mail-in ballots. And I think there's nothing but good there. Second is there's going to be so many poll sitters, poll watchers. There's going to be so many eyes on every voting center, even the ones in inner cities, even the ones where they don't want you to take cameras inside and all that shit, that it's going to be very hard for the Dems to steal the election. Now they've run a test. Okay. They had a test in Atlanta. They had a test in Vermont or Virginia, one of the two. And they've run a test in a couple other areas where they, I know in Atlanta and in Vermont, I think they had mayoral races where they messed around with the machine, and it was caught pretty quickly, and they were able to track down the cheating pretty successfully. So they won't be able to do that. And then in other places, they've tried stuffing ballots or changing ballots, or what they really like to do is they just like to forget those boxes of ballots, and they've been caught each time in those instances as well. So I think what you really have to understand here is that despite the fact that the Democrats can and will and are more than willing to steal the election, I just don't believe that in this case they're going to be able to. Yeah. So, but yeah, there's yeah, I'm glad I left Colorado as well. It's a fucking sewer right now. They did reintroduce wolves, and now they're trapping them and moving them because not just cattle and sheep, but they're also killing entire herds of elk. That so wildlife management in Colorado is an oxymoron. Those guys don't know what the fuck they're doing at all. So that's sad, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so let's yeah. But again, Denver is just one city, guys. Just one city. Yeah. So you guys, so I do think that that's right. I believe that Trump's going to win. The thing is, I believe they're going to try everything they can to keep Trump out of office, up to and including. So, we got to keep our eyes open, boys. Got to keep our eyes open. So, need to talk to many people and pay many fees to get one cell phone. Okay. Yeah, Denver does control what the rest of the state does to some degree. That's true. Yeah, so last time, they had the perfect storm of COVID and all of that. So I believe that they knew that they could get away with it. I think that they 100% believed that they could get away with it, and that's what they did. Yeah. You almost have to kind of think that in this case that it is almost a holy venture. So, yep. But that's that's a lot of the stuff today, guys. That's a bunch of we've talked around a bunch of things, but it all kind of relates to the same thing, right? And I just want to make sure that we're all kind of on the same page today. I really do like Vance, and the more I hear out of Vance, the more I like him. The more I see out of Vance, the more I like what I see. The more that he, the more he talks, the better I like him. I really like that he'll get on those talk shows, and like Dana Dash went after him, and he just shut her down. He's like, no, that's not what happened. This is what happened, and it. And it's been a long time since someone has actually talked to the press like that, and it's time, because he's polite. He's not braggadocious like Trump, but he's very polite, but he's also very to the point and blunt at the same time. And I think that we need that. His rhetoric really reminds me in a lot of ways of good debaters like Andrew, like Jay Dyer, like Rob Noor. And I think that he's a pretty sharp dude. So we've had let's keep the likes up, guys. If you have if you have questions, make sure you do the comment thing. I don't know why my things being so weird today, but the immigration problem is massive. I don't think people really understand how big it is. That is why they lie. That's a very good point, Viking. That's an excellent point. And really, again, what I said earlier is we're not the same. Leftists never divide. It doesn't matter if they absolutely disagree about everything except one issue. And they'll fight to the death for that guy's issue. And he will fight to the death for their issue, even though they don't believe it. Here, in this case, on the right, we tend to let that last 10% that we disagree, or 7%. I think it was Andrew said once it was 7%. We agree on all but like 7% of the things, but we can't be friends because of it, right? But we need to get off that shit. We need to be a little more pliable, a little more flexible. I'm not saying I'm not going to say to contradict your own beliefs, your own morals. However, make sure it's a hill worth dying on. All right, for example, I do not believe in open relationships. Not shockingly is in an open relationship. So we don't agree on that. However, we can still see eye to eye on everything else, right? Then that's fine. And the problem is we have so many people who are out there who really believe that we should believe on everything, or that because two people say something, the entire party believes it, right? Well, a politician will 100% agree with you while he's standing there, guaranteed. So. Glenn, welcome, sir. Are you there? You with us?
Oh, yeah, I'm politicking right now.
You're politicking?
Yeah, see, Well, actually,
What is
I'm
politics?
politicking. There's a difference. I'm working for, helping Siege out with the stripper baby mama issue. So it's called politicking.
Oh, you're raising money for his stripper fund,
No,
or does he have a
I'm just
legit
messing
stripper issue?
around with him.
Oh, okay. I was like, does he legit have an issue with the stripper
No.
baby mama?
Yeah,
That
but I
would be
realize,
hilarious.
like politicians are like strippers. They'll tell you everything that you want to hear while you're there,
Yeah,
and they'll do whatever they can to get your money in their drawers.
that's true. They need to move money from your wallet to theirs. TR Finley, I'm going to do a show. I will probably do, I'll probably do Monday's show on the illegals, because I think it's worthwhile to note that I don't actually have a problem with immigrants as long as they come to love this country the way I have. My problem is when they come to this country to pick it over, like, well, Andrew's gone. I mean, not Andrew, Glenn's gone. He hit the eject button. My problem is when you have people who come here to pick the bones of the beast clean, to get their free meal and leave, and that sort of thing. I don't agree with that. I don't support it, and I don't want it to happen. So we'll probably do an entire show Monday on the legal issue. Welcome back.
My bad. I was pressing buttons and shit. I was trying to.
I figured that's exactly
my
what I
back was
said.
hurting,
Hit the wrong
and
button.
then.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll do the show Monday on the illegal issue. Anson Knowles, you're ticking off his list of pole dancers to coom in town. Well, now you're a single man. I guess I can't stop you from cooming, but you know better.
Oh, no. He should not be cooming. Just because you're single doesn't mean you get
I said I can't stop him, but he knows better. He knows better. He's a grown-ass man.
Man, his dick gonna fall off. Just watch. You're gonna catch one of them bitches with one that burning dick. Yep, and you gonna wake up one morning and you have little fried little pubes on your nubbins.
It probably is gonna fall off. So, Glenn, how are you doing, man? How are you doing today?
I'm good. Just a little sore.
Yeah, you're off the painkillers now, though, right? Should be by now.
I am now. Well, I've been off them. I haven't even finished them all.
Yeah, I never do. I don't know how many people actually do, but I don't. If I don't need one, I don't take it. So I end up with a lot left. So.
Yeah, I hear you. You. So, what is going on in the world of Grid One? Who are we talking about today?
Well, we're talking about that we're not the same. Republicans, Democrats, we're not the same, and people who, because it's a very common thing to hear now is it doesn't matter. I'm not going to vote because my vote doesn't matter anyway. And even if it did, Republicans and Democrats are just the same. They're identical. There's no difference. And while I will agree, the argument can be made, and I believe successfully, that once ensconced in power, politicians often are basically the same. They're the different side of the same coin. But other than that, I think that most politicians start out, especially the ones in their groups, whether it's Republican, Democrat, whatever, they tend to be pretty staunch people.
I think politicians are professional liars.
Evan O'Brien wants to know why you were using GoFundMe and not Give Send Go. I gotta run just 1 second, guys. I'm going to leave Glenn in charge. I'm going to cam down for just 1 second, or like 3 minutes. Keep going though. Keep going, Glenn.
Evan wants to know, because I don't know all your guys, all these new apps and shit. I barely know the basic apps. I mean, there's like a new app for a new thing for the same thing that does the other same thing like every other day that comes out. I can't keep up with all you young Thundercats and all your new tech gadgets. What's going on, man? I'm an old man. I just know certain things. No old people know. Let's see. What else am I going to talk about? Oh, yes. Politicians are like hookers. They lie to you to your face. They make you think that they like you. And it's going to cost you money for their time. So if you won't trust a hooker, how would you trust a politician? Especially a career politician. Does that make sense? Now, if you ask me, well, Glenn, do you trust a hoe over a tradcon girl? Oh, yes. I definitely trust a hoe over a tradcon girl because hoes will tell you they already know the game and they ain't gonna. They know what the business is about. Now these tradcon girls, now they will lie way more than a hoe. There you go. I was just giving up some hoes, some hoe politician,
some hoe knowledge.
Yeah, some hoisms. Yeah, I said, like,
I haven't heard from Homath lately. Is he still rolling along, or?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's doing good. I was watching. I was doing some edits, some clips for Andrew, and there's this part where like Lauren, the Lauren Chen, right? And there's this part where Lauren Chen was like saying she's mad that like Pearl was telling guys not like that Christian girls or girls in the church are just like secular women. And I'm like, bitch, what's wrong with that? That's the truth.
Yeah. Mr. Boulay, you're supposed to be in a meeting, sir.
You know what? Can't fix a hoe.
Can't fix a hoe. It's like Camp We Be Gone, but can't fix a hoe.
Did you ever watch that clip I sent about the Prattle song?
No, I hadn't had time, man. I've been on the stream the whole time.
I should debut it right here.
You could.
Been wanting to get your reaction for the last 17 hours.
Damn, son. I got a phone.
I sent it to you on your phone. You don't answer.
It doesn't work. It didn't show. It didn't. I mean, you could have called and asked me. Yeah.
I did that too.
Yeah, you did.
My next goal is setting smoke signals.
Yeah. Okay.
I won't send a smoke
signal. I'm a quarter Indian. So.
All right, hold on. Let me.
I seriously am. I'm not even making that shit up.
I'm gonna cue it up now. I'm queuing it
All
up.
right. Good. Cue the fog. Cue the noise.
Hold on. Let me do this.
And while he's doing it, guys, we're about a half hour from where we start the call-in process. If you guys, if there's someone out there that would like to come up, you need to get a hold of seriously Shelby. He has the link today. I didn't see Mr. Boulay when I came in, so seriously Shelby has the link. So you'll need to reach out to him probably on Discord. If you don't have my Discord, if you're not in my Discord, he can give you the link to that as well. And we can go ahead and start getting callers set up for the last hour, which will start in, I think, almost exactly half an hour. So, yeah, 34 minutes. I run a tight ship. Glenn, you there? You good?
I'm here. I'm ready.
Right.
I'm waiting. You tell
I
me.
heard it join. I didn't know that it was. I want to make sure that it was ready. Freddie.
I am ready. You just tell me when to press play.
There you go.
So what is feminism to you and the red pill to you?
So, broadly, feminism, they say like, oh, it's just equality between men.
Women in the legal sense, I think that started off words just like a song, but the tune's gone wrong. Can't sing along. Her voice fills the air. Stories everywhere. But I just don't care. Lost in my stare. I'm in my own zone. Leave me alone. Lost in my mind. Peace I can find.
Yeah, I guess
Sounds
that
to
would
me
be
like you're conflating wokeism with feminism. Feminism is a rejection of patriarchy. That's all it is. The entailment of egalitarianism between men and women is a rejection of patriarchy. Who's the oppressor? If you're trying to be equal with the opposite sex, who would the oppressor be? What is the entailment there? The entailment would be men, or the oppressors. So it's a movement to reject patriarchal structures. That's what feminism is.
Did it work? I can't hear you. Oh, what the hell?
Well, I
happened?
muted myself, and I clicked the button. I just didn't, it was the outer edge. I don't know, whatever.
Were you able to hear it?
Yeah.
Wasn't
awesome.
it funny?
That's
Wasn't
funny.
it funny? Like
Andrew's face is just like, well, especially since you speeded her up and left him at normal speed.
Yeah,
That's legit. That is legit. That's a good one. That's a good one. So
that's funny.
it is
And then
very
there's
funny.
hold on, let me play the what about the men though.
What about Domendo?
This one's funny. I get like when there's not a whole lot to work with, like funny moments in like clips as them and as they are, it gets really creative and it's fun to like make them interesting. And I just like doing that shit. Like this one was like not that fun, but it was funny at the same time.
Yeah.
Is it on the screen yet?
Yes.
All right.
Jesus can save these hoes' soul, okay? But men are not going to be able to save these hoes in the world. And women are not going to be able to save these hoes in the world. And it sure would be nice if some of them actually faced the consequences for their actions, were held to account without a what about the Mendo argument from commentators like you, Lauren.
We the best music. Jesus can save this breezy soul, okay, but men are not gonna be able to save these breezes from the world, and breezes are not gonna be able to save these breezes in the world. It sure would be nice if some of them actually face the consequences of their actions, were held to account without a what about the men, though argument from female commentators like you, Lauren.
That's legit.
That was hilarious. But what about the men, though?
What about Domendo?
Man, they be
that's pretty
smoking
good.
all that Indo.
That was funny. That's pretty good.
Yeah, thanks. I'm just uploading them all now to the drive. So they will all be queued up and ready to go.
Yeah.
And then in a little bit, I have to go to physical therapy.
That's the best. That's how you know you're doing well.
If I didn't have to go to physical therapy, then I've been the best. because then I would just be able to go to the gym. Why are you so fuzzy right now?
I don't know.
Is your focus?
The autofocus is literally like, it looks like it's working on the camera, but for some reason it's lagging or something on the. I don't know. It's weird because, of course, I can't actually see my camera because it's too far away, and but it looks like there it goes. I don't know. It's weird. It's been doing the last couple of days, and I have all of the facial tracking and everything on it. I think because I wear the glasses, I think the glasses like jack it up. Sometimes if I take the glasses off, it seems to work better.
Oh, there you go. It's good now. So, what did you think about Ava the G's appearance on Whatever's?
Oh, what I think? It was boring as fuck, and she lied a lot.
She was lackluster, horrible performance.
Yeah, go with that.
You know, there really I realized, and this is like no shot at Brian or anything, but it's like, unless Brian has a solid co-host that's not worried about hurting feelings, right? Or pushing the conversation a little further with questions, like Andrew, then the shows are boring. The show's boring. Like, like the one before Ava the G was on there.
Oh, it was, dude, I went to sleep. Like I'm not even lying a little bit. I literally went to sleep.
I wouldn't blame you. Like, I fell asleep watching the damn thing. And Ava's show was just, it was dumb. The only thing that was interesting, and the only part that was cool or somewhat, exciting, is when like what's her name, Grace Thorpe, sent in that TTS.
Yeah, and she,
that made it exciting.
It was only funny because she is such a fucking psycho, and she was being psycho in her chat, and it was just like psycho on top of psycho on top of psycho, and psycho sells. I mean, let's just be honest.
Yeah, and I think really what it came down to it is that like Grace was jealous that Ava was on Whatever, because I think Grace
has tried to be on Whatever, and I think that I'm actually.
I think she was trying. I think she was going to be on Whatever at one point. And according to what Grace told me like a while back, that she was going to get on Whatever. She was supposed to be out there, and then she couldn't make it out there for whatever reason. I don't know, their little minivan died or something. I don't know. And she just couldn't get out there, and she was going to reschedule. And then Brian has never responded back about rescheduling.
Yeah, I think Brian told her not to show the fuck up because he didn't want her out there. Well,
I think Brian realized like if she went out there, her dad would probably be out there with her.
Oh, absolutely.
That's who's driving, and he probably's like, "Nah, I'm not dealing with that nonsense."
Yeah.
Evan, I would agree. I would agree with you.
Crownick says he literally passed out. So it's not just a male co-host, though. I mean, there's a lot to do with it.
No, it really is the male co-host that keeps the
well, no, he's had female. He needs a strong co-host.
Yeah,
he's
period. Yeah, he just need a solid co-host that, since he still kind of runs the programming of the show, like his hands are in way too many different things at the same time. He's trying to run the show. Yeah. He's trying to be, charismatic and also entertaining, but at the same time trying to, like he has way too much going on all at once, and it doesn't work out for him very well.
Well, so I think that when he has a panel of more transparent women, then it works out well. when he has so here's what I think. I think that because he's still pulling basically from California or people that have seen the show, like Ava prepped for the show. So she lied her fucking ass off. Right. And I sent you the clip, right? Do I need to show the clip? Let me show the clip. Do I have the clip still? I think I've got the clip still. Do you have the clip, by the way?
The one that, the one where she lied?
Yeah, the one where she's sitting there talking about bouncing her ass and shit.
Yeah.
Throw that up there while I play with the chat here, because I'm abusing my chat.
The one on the phone where she's like, hold on. Let me make sure it's the right one.
Grace is not smart. Grace is stupid. Grace is limiting the fact that she's has leaned into these inappropriate relationship with her dad, and she's leaned into that. She's leaned into all this stuff. It has to limit the dating pool like just nuts. And like, it's going to be so hard for her to find a dude that is going to even want to be in the same room with her.
All right, put it up.
Yeah, give me 1 sec. Glenn, Josie, Justice Center makes whatever more fun to watch. I don't actually ever do a whatever recap. I don't think I've ever done one. I've never been on a show when doing one either. I don't think. Maybe. But yeah, Glenn's show certainly is cool. Here we go, guys. I played this yesterday. Watch this. This is fucking funny.
Like, I'm a star now. Yeah, that's right. Guys, I gave you enough. We deserve a 360. Listen, bitches, okay? I'm getting real here. I'm getting shameless here. You want me to go on whatever? I will go on whatever. But listen, y'all gotta help a sister out, because do you know what I have in my bank account? Not enough. Not enough. Okay? You guys have to help me out. Okay? And I will entertain you. I will do whatever you request. Send a cash app, and I will go in that direction with the stream. Show me your ass. Send a goddamn cash app. $100, you get some juicy ass. Okay? You get some juicy ass. I will jiggle it for you.
Yeah, just
go talk to
please
Stanley
stop.
if you want money. Okay. Let's
like the face
I'm a
alone.
star.
The face alone. Like, look at the face. The face. Ugh.
Dude.
They would just get even more.
And this is what this is literally the type of women that we're talking about, right? Like, it's like crazy that, you know, and so this is why I don't think Brian's streams are that good.
My gosh, just look at the face. Oh,
I know Glenn's still watching in the background. He's just like, he can't get over it. He's like, especially when he says, "I'm a star," and I'm like, "Holy fuck! Like, what in the hell, dude?" So,
oh my god, there's no redeemable qualities there. Not even in looks department. There's nothing redeemable.
That's case. And yeah, okay, there's simps out there, but you know, I think inappropriate relationships with one's parents and going to jail and shit, it narrows the dating pool a bit. So,
yeah, I mean, well, okay, I actually think it's actually okay for those women that are conservative, that are single, that are the girls that guys want to meet, right?
Yeah.
And if they're single, if you want to get like picked up, you know what I mean? Because you know you want to be pick me girls, and there's nothing wrong with pick me girls. Pick me girls are the ones that get picked. So if you are a hot conservative single woman and you want to get picked, then yeah, you should go on these dating podcasts. Because you know why? after your appearance on there, you will have 9,746 million DMs.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, did you see the after show that she did with Josie? It's even more cringe.
I watched like all.
She talks about how she flirted with Ben.
Oh yeah, like the yeah, I heard that part.
So cringe, dude.
Like, who would flirt with her? Who would flirt back with her is the question.
I mean, it depends on how many layers of filter she uses on the call. So I don't know. Yeah. Josie can be pretty cringe, but Josie means well. She just like gets derailed a lot. Or not a lot, often. An argument can be made for a lot.
I wouldn't necessarily call Josie cringe. Well, I haven't had any cringeable moments with Josie. How about that?
Yeah.
That I could think of.
She didn't hang out. It was a basically they were on a streaming panel, and Josie was doing her normal clip farming, so I'm sure it'll be fun.
I gotta watch it. I haven't seen it, like all of it. I've seen like a couple minutes of it.
Yeah, I didn't see all of it. I can't stand I can't stand the low classness of it all. So
the only person that was really low class was the one with the ugliest face.
Well, Ava was trying to be smart and absolutely failing. The girl in the seat next to her was trying to be like,
look, you know what?
Failing.
That whore, Lexi. Yo, you know what?
Yeah,
I trust her way more than I trust any of them broads.
The funny thing is that like I don't know.
It is sad when you trust the hoe more than the average Joe. And Ava, at least, yeah, she's a hoe and she's a degen for sure, but at least she was an honest degen.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So 15 minutes till callers, guys. Let's get them lined up, get them ready to knock down. You know, I think the problem with the problem I have with all of it is I have an issue with degeneracy in general. I especially I have just as large a problem with dudes being all cringe and talk about, you know, dicking down some girl behind the bleachers. And as I do some girl, you know, talking about taking advantage of some dude because he was too stupid.
What about if the guy dicks down the girl on a park bench?
No name.
Is that degenerate? Is that degenerate?
It is degenerate. And I said I was degenerate. In general, I don't talk about it though.
I know. So okay.
As a subject for the show, I think it's okay to talk about, but I wouldn't talk about it in my personal life, really.
No, I hear you. Here's my question. When it comes to degeneracy, why do we seem to only speak of degeneracy referring to sexual immorality or sexual perversion or whatever?
I don't. I think there's
not talk about degeneracy in its entirety, because I think a lot of people just assume just degeneracy is just being a perv or a coomer, but the word is expanded much further than that.
Yeah. I mean, and you know, normally I try and tie this back to politics, but while we're waiting for people,
well, it does tie to politics. I would say every politician is a degenerate.
Most politicians have a measure of degeneracy.
Or they're degenerate in some area. How about that?
But I mean, I think that most people. So here's the thing: I think that most people lie to themselves about being degenerate in their relationships. I think it's less likely that people lie about it being degenerate when it's the other forms of degeneracy, like stealing, you know, deceiving people in business deals, cheating at cards, or cheating in business, or being deceptive in some way when you're dealing with people that are in your family or not, maybe not in your family. We're actually, we're pretty honest about that being degenerate, right? Like, or bad behavior. We call it bad behavior, right? Like, this is an interesting thing to me. So if you talk to somebody about not studying at school, right, and wasting time and money, and just basically being, just not a very good person. If you talk to somebody about that, more than likely, you may not use the word degenerate, but you'll say, yeah, that's really bad behavior. That's really not the way that I want to be remembered. I can do better. If you change the subject to women, sex, and relationships, for men, it instantly they don't even consider it degeneracy. With women, if you talk to them about, say, is it wrong for, if you're at a register and the wrong price is rung up, are you going to say something? I read a statistic once where it's something like, it's 2 out of 3 women are less likely to say something about having a wrong price rung up as men.
Yeah, because all women are deceitful demons.
Right. And they barely recognize that as bad behavior or degeneracy. If you talk to a woman about if having sex with her best friend's boyfriend, if having sex with that guy to get back at the girlfriend is wrong, I don't know what the stat is, but I would say it's probably a pretty high likelihood they don't consider that wrong or bad behavior. They just consider it getting even, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas
But,
I would consider degeneracy.
Women don't consider their behavior bad behavior.
Right.
Now, what you do, oh, please believe that is bad behavior.
Mm-hmm.
But if they do it, it's not bad behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And and if it is bad behavior, it's always due to, in response to someone else's behavior.
So, and some of the chat are saying this, you can't apply logic to women. We can say that, I think that's not inaccurate.
No, we can't apply logic to their thinking.
You can't apply logic to women's thoughts or actions, but it's really what they consider bad behavior. And this is one of the reasons why that I argue often that they should not be allowed to vote, because what is absolute bad behavior to me, for example, if a politician were to, let's say that a politician were to be caught cheating on his taxes, cheating in business, basically cheating every fucking where, I would strike that politician down as, that's bad behavior. A woman doesn't care. She just doesn't care. Like, well, so he got ahead in business, so what? Literally, I hear so what more from women than I do men on like a global level. Like, it's massive. A dude would sit there and go, man, okay, maybe he had a reason for it, but that's fucked up. Right?
Yeah.
Right. That's how that's how I think most men would view it. Maybe not all. I won't say all. But most women would be like, whatever. And this is because now that when you have a politician, right, that is someone that is what's the word I'm looking for here? Let's say you have a politician that's like, like Kamala Harris, who literally sucked dick to get in office. Well, who cares? She did what she had.
Like one dick. She sucked a lot of dick.
A lot of dick. A lot of dick. Apparently, my phone got pissed off about that one. Or not my phone, my camera. A lot of dick. She sucked a lot of dick. Massive.
And it probably wasn't even like all good dick either. It was probably some person.
It's probably some stank ass dick, you know, some shit that'd been down in some like some $2 hooker dick. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit.
Dick that you don't even want to even think about later.
Yeah. So, but you tell a woman that, most of them go, yeah, so what? She did what she had to do. She had to get ahead. It was the only way that men would allow her to succeed. Don't you understand?
No, I don't, because I don't suck dick.
Okay, I don't know who I pissed off on that one, but I pissed somebody off.
What happened? Where'd you go?
I don't know what happened there, but somebody had the finger on the fucking button. That's fucking funny. She had to get ahead.
No, you mean she gave some head to get ahead?
She gave a lot of head to get ahead. I'm just saying that's what happened. But I mean, it was, you know, it is what it is. You know,
I guess
it's but women won't care, and a lot of men don't seem to care. Now, I honestly thought that more men would care than not, right? Like I honestly believe. You know, foolishly probably, I thought that most men would care about a woman sucking dick like it's her job. I was wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong.
And it's really weird. Yeah, and TR Finley, this right. It's the same logic that applies to women not condemning other women who initiate violence towards men. They always assume that the man did something to deserve it. And and Glenn, you didn't watch my show last night, but on my show last night, so Arthur Daya challenged a lot of the things I said from last week's show. So
of course you did.
In the chat. So I went on a journey, Glenn. Like the women on whatever. You went on a journey? Went on an exploratory journey to find why women sacrifice their youth to have a job to get ahead, and what the reality of it was. And what I found is that it's a worldwide phenomenon. Feminism has corrupted the entire fucking world, even the Chinese and Japanese and the Koreans and all those motherfuckers. And so what I was went on this journey, and one of the first things I found is that women, and actually I based some of it off of so after I left your stream yesterday or day before yesterday, when you were talking about the men, and I actually got on that stream because I had been doing this research, where men had been found that only 20% of reported rapes are real. Mm-hmm. And up to 50% are outright lies.
Yes.
Provable.
Yes,
provable.
Oh, I know. I've been saying it.
I don't know why.
I've been saying it and nobody's been listening.
But it's even worse than that. So women, there are very few stats on how many women assault men because men don't report it. And even if they do, it's very rare that a report's even filed.
Yep.
That it's not even filed because the responding officer, especially if he's a man, will just fold that shit up and never turn it in.
Yeah.
And same thing same thing for a woman. So it's an interesting thing that it's very interesting to me how, you know, a lot of people who want to vote in this country are violent motherfuckers, unpredictable. They break shit. I mean, like I just watched the thing on Court TV the other day. Part of my research, I watched a thing on it. It was not Court TV, but it was a court, divorce court or something like that, YouTube channel. And so they had this woman who I guess was fuck, I don't know what's going on with my damn autofocus today. So maybe it's the light. Maybe I have too much background light or something. I don't know. But so what would happen what happened was this guy had married this woman from, like, I want to say probably the Philippines. Okay. And brought her, and he was from Hawaii. So they moved back to Hawaii. He came with her. He was helping her immigrate legally and all of that. And he married her, and she was his wife, and they had a prenup. And in the prenup, his house, which he didn't actually own, he had a bunch of mortgages on it, and his parents actually had mortgages on it as well. So it was a family house. Everybody owed a little bit on it. And so there's a prenup saying, hey, you don't get that, and you don't get the cars, and you don't, and basically only the only assets that she could be attached were things that they made while they were married. Well, a couple of years in, everything's great, and then all of a sudden she goes fucking psycho. And so she's trying to claim that the prenup should be voided, that they were very much in love, and blah, blah, blah. And he actually abused her and all of this stuff. So, so what happened, so the guy gives all the information, you know, all of the boring financial shit, and they start the cross-examination. Now, it gets really interesting because she actually asked him why she was removed from the house, if he threw her out. He's like, no, the police forced you to leave. Right. And she opened the door and asked for more information. She said, well, you were forced to leave because you were causing so much chaos that the Airbnb tenants we had were complaining. And as a matter of fact, they lost their Airbnb certification because of the complaints of her being so aggressive, so loud, throwing things, breaking things, screaming, all of that. He had a restraining order against her because she had hit him. And I think maybe he tried to run him over with a car. I'm another one. But oh yeah, dude. You know, bitches be crazy. Matter of fact, so what do they call them in the Philippines? Little brown fuck machines. So this is brown people be crazy. Brown people be crazy. So you never heard that, LBFM?
No.
That might be a generational thing. That might be my generation. Anyway,
I think so.
Anyway, little brown fuck machine. Anyway, so
that's pretty funny though. I like it.
It is, right? Right. Yeah. We're gonna tag Beaten Cheeks with that.
He is a little brown.
He is LBFM. He is LBFM. That's what I'm saying. You know. Anyway, so and of course the divorce, you know, goes through because bitch be crazy. But she had taken a Jeep that they both owned that she thought was paid off. Well, wasn't paid off, and he's been making payments on it. So she thought she was going to get to keep the Jeep. And I don't think she did. But it was a very interesting thing that it was crazy, man. It was all nuts. But it goes to show how he never really reported anything until he basically had to have her removed by police. And the whole time, you know, she's like throwing shit, getting them banned from Airbnb, can't make money with the property that they bought. All of that stuff. And it was really crazy. So I think that you really have to acknowledge that as emotional as women like to make men out to be, and as dangerous as they make men out to be, I think women are probably more dangerous.
I think they are. I think women are probably the most dangerous. And the reason why I say that is that because now they may not be able to physically harm you, right?
Yeah.
But they are sure able to get other people to physically harm you.
Right. Yeah. If he
Whether
had
it's
not,
the
now
long
think about
arm
if
of the
he had
law.
not. Yeah. Think about if he had not called the cops. Think about if he didn't have the witnesses of the Airbnb guest saying that she was fucking psycho, throwing shit, threatening him, yelling at him, all of that. Think about it. He probably wouldn't want to go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why you just can't, I just can't get on board with this. You know, like, I mean, look, I don't believe that. I believe that there's a lot. I think most women should probably be able to vote. Unfortunately,
I don't.
We have a lot that shouldn't, and therefore, I mean, how can you divide that out? Men will tolerate violence. Chronic, men will tolerate the violence from women. That is true. One thing you like about Roma Army, I don't know who that is.
I know who
she's had a lot I don't like going on. Okay, I don't know.
Roma, Roma used to have, or I'm not sure if she still has one or she still does it or not, but she used to have like a OF or some type of slut site that she used to be able to do, or she was doing. So like Roma is, although her clips seems like she means well, to me it's a grift to get guys to go look at her cooming stuff.
I had an ex who punched me in the face while driving down the interstate. I kicked her out of the Jeep right on the side of the road on the highway, but I never reported it. Legend. That's W's in the chat for TR Finley. Massive W's. I'll put some in there myself. That's massive W's. Massive.
Them hoes.
Massive W. On the side of the damn road. That's fucking awesome. I mean, I'm going to say that, you know, back when I was a younger man, I was tempted to, that's for sure. You're going to lie.
So
I ain't even going to lie.
You know how I said, like, you never hit a woman, right? And you also know how I said, like, the word, like, bitches are non-binary.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, I never hit a woman, but I have smacked the shit out of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean that in the sense of, like, I mean, I was with this. Okay, it was my ex-wife actually. She was like, mad.
Glad I don't have one of those.
She was mad that, like, I remember I said I was a stepdad and I did the whole, I was lied, I bought into the bullshit. Be the man that steps up. Yeah, dumbass idea. Don't do it, fellas. You know, she got mad because I said we are sending this inappropriate video game that, you know, her son's dad sent to the house. Like, we're sending it back. Like, I'm not gonna throw it away because, you know, it's his money. But he ain't having this shit here in the house. This shit's going back. He doesn't need to be, you know, he was like 10 at the time. He doesn't need to be playing video games, talking about, like, robbing bitches, and, you know, it was Grand Theft Auto something. I don't know. Well, I guess it's inappropriate for, you know, anybody under 18. I'm sending it back. And she's like, no, don't. And I said, woman, yes. And she, like, I'm trying to pull it away from me, and I pulled it, like, out of her hand that she was trying to grab it from me, and she smacked me, and I smacked her with the game. I was like, what?
Not a playful smack, I take it.
No. I mean, my smack was not a lot lighter than what she was trying to do, but I didn't hit her with my hand. I hit her with the game. You know, pop. You know, that's what you do in the Grand Theft Auto game. You smack the crazy ones. anyways, long story short, that was the first time ever that I've ever seen a woman or a woman hit me in the face, just like for no reason, like just straight up, like I was like, oh no. I was like, this is it. Then, and you know what? That's like literally 2 months later is when I filed for divorce. This was already after finding out about the affair and all that shit. Like literally 2 months later. Because my church was giving me a hard time about even wanting the divorce, but yeah.
I got a clip coming in. Let me boot it up. It's on X.
Well, guys, I don't know.
Too. What the heck? I don't know what happened there. I didn't do that. I promise. I didn't do that. You back, Glenn?
You got the Matrix. I mean, I've been here. You've been one disappearing.
I disappeared.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, I got a clip here. It's on X. It got sent in a moment. It got sent in moments ago. Let me get it over here. Dang it. Give me 1 sec. Sorry, guys. I'm being a weirdo today.
No worries.
Let me see. No, for some reason it just won't.
What is the clip of?
I'll send you the link. Maybe you can do it because for some reason I'm having an issue with. Maybe I got it open in places. Yeah, I'm going to throw it to you in the private chat. Give me 1 sec.
All right.
It's probably just me being weird. And all right, I'm pasting it back there. There it is. All right, so that's cool.
You sent it to Discord or in the private chat?
Oh, it's in the private chat.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, in the private chat.
All right.
In the back chat, back channel, back chat, whatever they call it.
I'm pulling it up right now. Oh, that's Karen. I know Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I've talked to her before. Been trying to get her on. She's like in the middle of her. She's doing some like furthering her education or something like that right now. But the women's intelligence. She's the one that I played. This is the same clip that I played when she's like, men have more intelligent or emotional intelligence than women do. I love it. You ready?
Yeah, man.
We live in as women is believing that we have high emotional intelligence and setting the record straight. Women have no emotional intelligence. The reason that as women we want to believe we have emotional intelligence is because we are emotional. Because we are emotional as women, we want to think we have high emotional intelligence. But the truth is the fact that we are highly emotional is actually the biggest indicator that we have very low emotional intelligence, because being emotional is having no control over our emotional state, which is low emotional intelligence. High emotional intelligence is the ability to be pragmatic, to see things realistically, and to make choices and respond to life not from an emotional place. It's the ability to be in control of our emotional state and operate in life from that place.
Yeah, it's legit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I thought it was hilarious when she said that.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny.
That's pretty legit, actually. That's not what you expect to hear, but
From her? Yeah, it is.
well, I mean in general.
Yeah, I was gonna say from Karen. No, that's expected. She's really legit. Like I had her willing to go on with Rollo a year ago, and he was like, she like, this is like when she barely had any like subs or anything. Like she was still pretty relatively new. And he's like, no, well, yeah, I'll call her later. Never did he call her. And then now she's blowing up, and yeah, big L. Because I wanted to get her on. I want to get her on my show. But now she's too busy.
She's too busy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember trying to get a hold of her. And
I got her number. Like I got her like contact.
Yeah, somebody told me that they had reached out and talked to her, and she was going to get back with us, and I never heard anything back either. So
no, she's cool. She's cool. She's really approachable. She's willing. Like, she's one of the few women that I would like be even consider listening to when it came to like relationship issues. If there was like no, like if I had to pick between the average, red pill guy on YouTube or her, I'd probably pick her over the average guy.
So, you guys probably haven't, and I'm before I do that, Ghost 1978 sends in $5, $5 for checking for bugs. Yeah, something's bugged. I don't know. It could be. I think it's something in my lap. I may have too much stuff running on my laptop. My laptop may want to break or something. But it's weird. It just kind of drops me off and then puts me right back. It doesn't even stop the stream or anything, which is weird. So guys, I'm gonna while we're waiting on callers, so I haven't seen anybody, which is fine. I can do the whole thing. Have you guys? This is kind of breaking news ish. Not really. Vance, have you guys seen that JD Vance told or said Kamala Harris, camel toe, can go to hell? Basically, they were in Erie, Pennsylvania on Wednesday afternoon. This is yesterday. And they were talking about Biden's withdrawals of U.S. troops from Afghanistan, where they left, what was it, $80 million in gear? Was it what is that about what it was? Anybody remember? I don't know.
Yep.
There's a lot. There's a shit ton of our gear.
A shit ton of gear, and then the Taliban paraded it down like they did. Yeah. They were taking a victory lap,
and it's all broken down now and shit. So I'm going to read this pretty much word for word from the transcript from his speech. I'm going to use Camel Toe here. Camel Toe Harris is so asleep at the wheel that she won't even do an investigation into what happened, and she wants to yell at Donald Trump because he showed up. She can go to hell, he said at the rally, and I believe it was in reference to I believe that was in reference to the supposedly he had said Abby's Abbey Road versus Abbey Gate, where they were talking about, which is a part of a terrorist attack. And anyway, they're constantly accusing Vance of abuse, verbal and otherwise, for different officials and different people. And I guess at that campaign stop, they were trying to. There was a cemetery official, I think, who was trying to keep them from filming, and Vance said that there is verifiable evidence that the campaign was allowed to have a photographer here. There's verifiable. They were invited to have a photographer here, Vance said. Anyway, I don't know. That the reporter's fucked up here. I'm trying to read their transcript is fucked up. There's verifiable evidence that the families of these poor people who had their loved ones die 3 years ago at he said Abbey Road, is supposed to be Abbey Gate, but what he actually says is at Abbey Road, they had, Abbey Gate, those 13 Americans, the lot of them were there with the president. They invited him to be there and to support them, Vance said. Arlington National Cemetery confirmed in a previous statement that there was an incident and a report was filed. So apparently a U.S. Army spokesperson confirmed that an employee who attempted to ensure adherence to these rules was abruptly pushed aside. That employee has decided not to press charges. So the incident was unfortunate. And so basically they're trying to say that Vance pushed this guy out of the way, but they're not really saying why. It looks like that the guy tried to stop Vance's people from doing photography and filming, and he just stopped the guy from getting any closer, which is interesting because he would have thought Secret Service would have done that. Anyway, so Harris campaign, which I'm sure she didn't because she can't read, released a statement basically saying, "I will fulfill our sacred obligation to care for our troops and their families, and I will always honor their service and sacrifice. President Biden made the courageous and right decision to end America's longest war," and of course, leave all the equipment there. She didn't say that part. I added that. And so that's always something with these folks, always something. Oh. And yeah, always something.
Well, I mean, I would say Kamala could go to hell too.
Yeah, who wouldn't say that?
I mean, that woman has.
Yeah, you agree with her about what? I'm very curious. Oh, you agree with Catherine? Okay, never mind. I thought there was a different her. Sorry.
Like, I don't know why anybody. Has anybody listened to Kamala Harris talk?
You can't because she doesn't talk in public right now.
Like, have anybody heard anything that she has
ever
said?
She's horrible, man. She's a horrible public speaker.
Like, the worst. The worst.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't say anything in her. It's all prattle.
Yeah.
All prattle. And I'm wondering, like, why would anybody care to, like, nobody knows what she says. It's just a bunch of bullshit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nobody knows what she says. I don't think it was all junk, obsolete equipment that they left behind either. I think
no, it wasn't obsolete equipment. That I hate when people.
I think that's kind of a boondoggle that people keep kind of throwing out there. Do we have proof of life for like the last month? I haven't seen a single appearance. Biden made an appearance, right?
I thought so. Didn't he make an appearance at the,
That's fucking funny. Grumpelstiltskin can have he's got some good ones. Kamala's speechwriter is Oliver Bartholomew. He is 7 years old now. That checks out.
That's kind of funny.
That checks out. I'm not gonna lie, that checks out.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, they left at least 4 C-130s, 80 MRAPs, and tons of other gear. Yeah, you're right. That's pretty much the inventory I'm aware of as well. They left a lot of vehicles like MRAPs. They left the up armored Humvees. They left the that weird thing that's between the MRAP and the Humvee. I don't know what they call it anymore. They used to call it a Ferret, but that was a British version. Scout car or some shit. I don't know. Somebody will know what it is. I am not up on it. Glenn wants to put Kamala's legs up as high as the taxes. So.
No, not at all. You couldn't pay me.
Yeah.
If you're talking about like stringing her legs up and have her hanging upside down by her feet, sure, I'll do that. Just so we could all like throw tomatoes at her.
Look, hey, Damien, look, bro, I don't disagree with you that it wasn't, it wasn't like we left F-35s on the ground, which we probably should have because at least they couldn't fly those, but not without them exploding anyway. But the thing is that an MRAP is a current piece of equipment in our inventory. It's not obsolete by any means. And so it's not I don't agree that it was okay to leave behind or that we should have left it behind. Those assets should have been sent to Turkey. They should have been moved to another facility. They didn't necessarily need to come back to the U.S., but they needed to do stuff. And I mean, 4 C-130s, bro, that's intercontinental capability, right? Like that's not something that's obsolete or that we don't care about. And the road and all of the helicopters and shit were there too. Yeah. So and current generation nods they're fucking hard to find for like normal people. And they're a massive advantage in warfare. So I don't believe that I'm not going to be on the side that this was a nothing burger and we're just making shit up to make shit up. Do we have any callers today? Are we not doing callers? If we're not doing callers, I can end the stream a little early, go get a nap, maybe.
Yeah, Grid needs his old man nap.
I need my old man nap, man. I'm old.
Oh yeah,
I'm old.
Come on now, folks.
Yeah. Well, look, I agree with you. It's not an issue concerning our defense by any means. It's not like we left them hellfires or something that they could turn against us directly, but still they can be turned against us because that equipment is very effective in the kind of war that you fight over there. Why would we have it over there if it wasn't? So it's literally like it's like up armoring your adversary. It's like you're fighting a guy that does not have the ability to fight at night, and you've just gifted him the ability to fight at night. And it's just not smart.
Not smart at all.
Yeah. As far as maintain it, I mean, the Marines had this stuff and they didn't break it, so it'll be all right.
And the Marines normally break everything.
That is the test. If you give the Marine a piece of equipment and it lasts longer than 2 days, it's solid work. It'll work. It's battle ready. So can save a lot of it.
If you want to just like,
if you want something absolutely broken, give it to a Marine.
If you want to test its durability, just give it to Grumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, that's right. Just give it to Grumpelstiltskin. If it lasts longer than 2 days, it's good shit. Yeah, it's pretty retarded. It absolutely was. It was not a good look for us at all, Cronick. I agree with you. Red crayon intensifies, says Grumpelstiltskin. No, I was not. I went to a military school, and I am highly trained to be highly trained, but I never went in the military. I never served. So once I got into college, I started to do ROTC in college I was going to do the I was going to go in as a second lieutenant, and I was very fortunate that I had a very honest recruiter. I think really that he just he knew Colonel Spain, and since Colonel Spain had gone down to the office with me, he gave me the straight deal. Otherwise, I'd have been fucked in the military. So I had a ruptured eardrum from a fight I was in. I got hit in the ear with a closed fist, and it sealed and burst the eardrum, and my entire ear turned black. And the result of that is I don't really have balance issues, but I have other issues with my ear, especially when I was younger. So especially with pressure equalization, I can still do all the same things that I want to do, like flying and parachuting and diving, but to do it on a military level, it just wasn't in the cards. And so basically I was told, I went to the recruiter, and of course I had my medical file there, and I don't have any broken bones, nothing. Everything was great right up until he got to the point about the note about my eardrum. And they would not let me do any. He initially he told me, "Oh yeah, man, you're going to be, they'll give you an opportunity." This is the way they talk. They'll give you an opportunity to do special forces. Absolutely, yeah. You have a shot at becoming a ranger. You have. They always tell you that you can't. It is possible for you to do it, but the reality is it's not possible. And so when I went down to sign the final papers, Colonel Spain was with me. And when we were sitting there, the recruiter he kept looking at me, he kept looking at Colonel Spain, he kept looking at me. And he's like, "Hey man, I want to be honest with you. You're never going to do anything cool in the military. Never." It's like, I get it. If you're going to do the ROTC program and come out, you'll be a second lieutenant, but the best that you can hope for, literally, is you're going to be in charge of a fucking desk somewhere. Because at that time in the Army, there was no way that I would pass any physical inspection. I wouldn't pass a physical to be approved for the type of things I wanted to do. Not at that time. Now today, I think if it was today and I was the same kid I was back when I was 18 and I had the ruptured eardrum and all that, then they'd probably be okay. Our technology's come really far, but but at that time there was absolutely nothing that they were going to let me that I was going to be able to do in an Army. The best I could hope for would be an 11 Bravo and carry a rifle. So I don't think they let you do that as a second lieutenant. I don't think you're at that point. You can't do that. So I decided no Army. I started to take advantage of the scholarship and decided not to, because I didn't want to fulfill the commitment, which at the time I think was 2 or 4 years. I forget. It's been 30 years, but I did not want to fulfill the commitment after I got out of college in the military for the scholarship. So I decided to pay my own way through college. That's what I did. So long story, but it is what it is.
Don't worry, Grid. You're still an A-OK American in my book.
The thing is they would have fucking let me do anything I wanted in the Air Force, but I just couldn't.
Well, you should have been smart. I mean, you should have just been smart. Join the Air Force.
Yeah, you know, the problem is I didn't fit into any of the dresses. So
So then you weren't trying to go, you know, like real service.
And I couldn't be in the Navy because I can't wear salmon.
I would have said, you know, I can't be in the Navy because I don't suck dick. Like that would have been better.
I couldn't be in the Navy because I don't suck dick.
But apparently you could, you know, because that wasn't the thing that's holding you back.
That's right. This is funny. I've heard this before.
Why do all the Navy people swab dicks? I mean, decks, you know, whatever they call them.
They take great pride in swabbing their dick.
They take a lot of pride in swabbing dicks. I don't understand it.
Oh, that's
I
funny.
wouldn't brag about that to anybody.
Disney now owns Fox. Fox owns MASH. That means Klinger is now a Disney princess. That's awesome. That's fucking great. I'm getting an echo now for some reason. I don't know. My voice is too loud. John Smith. Good to see you, John Smith. $5. Hey, Grid. What's the difference between running a Vietnamese restaurant and an Indian restaurant? One is faux profit and the other one is non-profit. That's fucking funny. That's true, though. That's true. That's very funny.
That actually is really funny.
He wanted to do his fly, but I used to ride roller coasters a lot growing up, and I think that damaged my body. All those G-forces. Couldn't imagine being a jet pilot. Yeah. I wanted to be in the Army. I was all set. Colonel Spain had me absolutely convinced to go through Special Forces selection and then do rotary wing, and it would have been cool. Unfortunately, you can't do that. Well, I mean, you can't. I think you can now. I don't think they care if you have a ruptured eardrum or an injury like that, as long as you meet the other physical qualifications. But there's no way I would have qualified for that at that time. And fortunately, the recruiter told me that. He's like, there's gonna be a lot of guys that would blow smoke up your ass, but you know, I like, you know, you're here with Colonel Spain, and you know, a lot of respect for that man. So that's what was up. All right, since we don't have any callers, I'm calling it, guys. I'm going to send you guys over to the Chaotic Truth. If he's still alive, let's check, because you know that dude rocks, man. He does. He is on it. It looks like is he still alive? He is still alive. Maybe I'll jump up on his panel for a minute, but we're gonna raid him. You guys have a great rest of your day. I appreciate everyone coming out. Super glad you guys have been with us the whole time, and I've really enjoyed the show today. We will see you guys later. Glenn, we'll chat later.
All
right, yeah.
Peace. I was going to tell everybody, don't be gay.